All right, so this here, you can say this is an emergency hotline because of the news that broke today. Normally, for people that know about my schedule, it's a Monday, Wednesday, Friday thing that I do the hotline. And then Tuesday, Thursdays, sometimes in the weekends, it's all about, Wrestling Observer Talk that I put up on here. But this is all about Mike McCarthy today. And I found out about this morning. I'm at the gym. I'm getting a good pump. I'm getting a good workout in. And all of a sudden, my phone starts ringing. My Apple iWatch gets the notification that Mike McCarthy is going to be the new head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. And it was yesterday around this time that we knew that the Dallas Cowboys parted ways with Jason Garrett. And there was a whole fucking bunch of mumbo jumbo out there. The fact that, he was lobbying to keep his job. And then we heard over the weekend, and I talked about this on, you know, the the recap when the Patriots lost to the Titans, and I talked about the news about Mike McCarthy getting the interview, Marvin Lewis getting the interview, and I told you about Marvin Lewis would be a bad hire. Go check that out on the YouTube page coming in. So let me just say it like this, and I'm just gonna throw it right off the bat. This was not, and I repeat, this was not a guaranteed upgrade. You people think, oh, this is gonna be better. At least he's not Jason Garrett. But you know what? This was not a downgrade. And I understand I've been fucking lobbying to get Lincoln Riley to become the next head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. I honestly thought Lincoln Riley would have been the successor over here, but there's a thing that I want to talk about here, and the reason why Mike McCarthy got the job in the first place. So, to me, this hiring was a step sideways because I really think as we get down the road, and I know there's some Dallas Cowboy fans out there that were fucking excited about this, but I'm gonna tell you right now, this dude is gonna be a carbon copy of Jason Garrett, and I'll talk about the reasons why in just a bit. But when it comes to this hiring, and sure, there's been some weird things that were reported that Mike McCarthy stayed at Jerry Jones's palace, mansion, whatever you like to call it, house. I'm sure they probably were watching Debbie Does Dallas. I don't know. Just a simple opinion. But Jerry Jones, you know, he's so excited about this move and he wanted to get this deal done. You know why Mike McCarthy got this job? All because of one name, Dak Prescott. This was all about Dak Prescott, believe it or not. And why? Why? Well, not only does Dak Prescott have an offensive minded head coach ready to help him grow behind the center, but a hire like this shows how invested Jerry Jones is on winning right now. Now, could this lead to a fucking Super Bowl? Who fucking knows? We'll wait and see. The jury is going to be out. I'll tell you this right now. I will give this guy 3 years. Seriously. I am going to give Mike McCarthy 3 years to prove to me that he should be the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. If this dude even fucks up, honestly, within 2, maybe a year and a half, then I'm going to start to lose my patience. But Mike McCarthy also wants to keep Dak Prescott happy. And you want to know why? Because Dak Prescott wants that fucking contract. Now, Joe Natel's even said this on Twitter, and this goes to the point that I'm talking about right now. Mike McCarthy was one of the best case scenario hires for Dak Prescott. If this franchise believes that Dak Prescott is the quarterback to lead them to a Super Bowl, McCarthy is the kind of hire they make. Love it. There's not a rebuild going to happen in Dallas. No way. In fact, there's already reports that Mike Nolan is going to be the new defensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys. And they're going to keep killing Moore as the offensive coordinator. Look at what this offense has. You got Prescott. You got Ezekiel Elliott. You have one of the best fucking offensive lines in the NFL. Mind you, you have a powerful defense. Hopefully, this defense could become the Doomsday Defense 3.0. This team right here, and I know I talk about the New England Patriots, and I talked about it this past weekend, that there was an end of a dynasty in New England. This team is ready to compete for a Super Bowl. This is the team that I want to see be Super Bowl contenders in the next few years. And now that you have McCarthy in the mix, Jerry Jones, he believes that he can help that offense get to that next level. That's why they brought in Mike McCarthy. Because Jerry Jones believes that fucking Dak Prescott is the answer. But keep this in mind. This is a guy that threw for, what, almost 5,000 yards this season? 30 touchdowns? That's what you want to see with a franchise quarterback. And I even said this too when I started doing these hotlines. Give Dak Prescott the money. But all you Dallas Cowboy fans out there, and some of you conservative fans out there saying, no, he doesn't deserve the contract. He doesn't deserve 5 years. Blah, 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 blah. Let me tell you this. If Mike McCarthy signed a 5-year deal with this team, it's a safe bet to say that Prescott is going to be the quarterback for those next 5 years. How much is Jerry Jones going to give Dak Prescott in the offseason? We'll have to wait and see. And maybe, just maybe, Tom Brady will be friggin' watching, because we all know Tom Brady, him being an unrestricted free agent, you know he's going to want to get a big payday. In fact, he's already told the Kraft family, you know what? I don't want a hometown discount. I want the big bucks. We'll get into Tom Brady in another day. So this is an emergency podcast here on this Monday, January 6th. I know this was late. Just a lot of personal shit that I had to do today. Didn't have the time to do the recordings, but I'm here. Hopefully we can get into normal business when I do these hotline tomorrow night maybe, so I can upload it here on a Wednesday. We'll see what happens. So like this channel, subscribe to this channel. We're gonna have a lot of good talk here in the next few months. You know, football season with the playoffs. I'm gonna add in some Celtics, some Boston Bruins stuff, Yankees. When the season starts up, I can't wait to fucking talk about baseball every day. I mean, I love fucking baseball. It's my second favorite sport compared to football at number one, and I might get into the European Championships in the summer because I do watch soccer as well. So let me get back to all of these things over here about Mike McCarthy. Now, I talked about the fact that this hire wasn't an upgrade and it wasn't a downgrade, but it's more like a sideway, something like sideways, so to say. And I'm going to tell you why. 3 reasons why this was somewhat of a sideways deal. First and foremost, Mike McCarthy has had a history in Green Bay when it comes to inability to really get a running game going. Now, I understand the fact that you got Ezekiel Elliott out there, but you look at the history of what Mike McCarthy did with the Packers. You got one of the best running backs right now in Ezekiel Elliott. But what I'm so afraid of, now that Mike McCarthy is in town, I'm just afraid that he's going to have another lackluster year. When you look at Mike McCarthy, the 13 years that he was with the Packers, he only had 1,000-yard rushers 5 times in the 13 years that he was with the Green Bay Packers. And after Eddie Lacy in 2014, did not have a single running back that went 1,000 yards. And considering the fact that Zeke, how he signed that huge deal last offseason, McCarthy, he's going to have to prove that he learned some new tricks if all that money is going to be worth it. That 5-year contract. His playoff career. Mike McCarthy was so inconsistent in the playoffs. Think about it for a moment. I'm going to give you an example. 2011. The debacle against the New York Giants. That robbed the Green Bay Packers of numerous Super Bowl chances. He's only been to the Super Bowl once in his 13-year career as a head coach. Despite the fact that he had, Brett Favre when he started coaching. And then throughout the whole career, he had Aaron Rodgers. You look at his playoff record, 10-8. Yes, it's reasonable. But this Dallas Cowboys team, they're either a championship team or they're a bust team. And sure, you can say that the fucking argument over here is that, he was better than Jason Garrett. Of course he is. Jason Garrett was 2-3 in the postseason. So that's another one of my concerns here with this signing. Last but not least, he's conservative. Just like Jason Garrett, he's a conservative guy. Now, you had one of the most talented quarterbacks in Aaron Rodgers. And there's a reason why he got fired in Green Bay last year. He got fired because of the fact that Aaron Rodgers hated his play calling. And there were times where Mike McCarthy refused to let his quarterback work magic in risky situations. And if Mike McCarthy wasted multiple years of Aaron Rodgers' career, which he did, He fucking did. Look at Aaron Rodgers this season compared to the past few seasons. Aaron Rodgers is playing freaking better football right now under Matt LaFleur. Of course he is. We'll see if they can win this weekend in their divisional playoff game against the Seahawks. Looking forward to that game as a fan. Now, the big question is, what kind of damage is he going to do to Dak Prescott? Now, I could see, despite the fact that Dak Prescott wanted Mike McCarthy there, which is, the big talk about right now in the rumor mill. But what's going to happen down the road? My biggest fear in all of this could be the fact that we could see a toxic relationship between Dak Prescott and Mike McCarthy down the road. I don't know if it's going to happen, but we'll just see. So this is this emergency hotline here for Monday, January 6th, 2019. I am out. Look out for future content.